Yuki and John, Patreon Bay.
You got a tax guy?
Yeah.
Well, anybody specific?
Yeah, the one in
His name is H&R Block?
No.
Come on.
Dana, she used to do that. Then 2 years ago, she sold her farm to somebody else. Then this new guy, Jeff, he's doing in 2 years. But I mean, same tax farm.
Okay, so you have a specific people that you go to. You've gone to do your taxes every year.
Every year, yeah.
For how many years?
I started 85, so I don't know.
Whoa! So you've been with the same accountants since 85?
Yeah.
You're kidding.
What? I'm not kidding.
That's loyalty, Yuki. That's crazy.
Because this farm is good.
Wow.
Because she, well, this new guy, I don't know him well, but the original person, she used to be with IRS. So she knows the trick.
Oh, I know some people who know some tricks.
So,
Wait, I don't think we should admit that on air. But I've never used the tricks, but I've heard about tricks.
Yeah, the trick, I mean, that's not the good way said. She knows how to do it. And especially, she's specializing in entertainment business.
So she knows how to get all the write-offs that you need.
Right.
Yeah. Well, we're talking about taxes today here on Yuki and John's Podcast Buffet because tomorrow, when we're going to put this out, it's tax day. Tax day is August. August.
April. Wait a minute.
If I thought it was August, I would have been fucked up.
April 15th. But this year
it's the 18th.
18th, right?
So we're putting this episode out on the 17th.
Oh, okay.
So it's the day before taxes. So anybody out there who hears this and you haven't done your taxes yet, get out there and do it. You don't want to end up like Wesley Snipes going to jail because you didn't do your taxes properly. And poor guy, all he had to do was file some tax returns. I'm sure some accountant fucked him up.
I'm down, that I owe New York State $66.
That's it?
Yeah.
That's not bad.
No.
Because you get you as a freelance, you get a lot of 1099 forms,
yes.
right? So in the end, that means that you have to set a certain amount aside so that you could pay your taxes at the end.
Right.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's always the same way. I spend the expense, but I make a list end of the day. Hey, this I pay this.
Right. So in the entertainment industry, like both of us, we do a lot of freelance work.
Right.
So you have to keep good records or tracks of your expenditures while you're working because you can write those off.
Right.
I never knew that until a couple of years ago when I was, I knew it because I had other people do my taxes for me. But a couple of years ago, I started doing my own taxes. And I've gotten pretty good at it. Anybody in the IRS who's going to come after me, look, you're going to get like $42 out of me if you really want to come after me. But the truth is, you can write off so much stuff. Like, I bought a guitar.
Musician, so yeah.
Because I bought it and I did buy it for the show.
Yep.
And so I was able to write off a guitar.
Yeah.
That's insane. I never thought that. Well, beforehand, because I was always, people would, like my accountant would ask me like, oh, what do you have to write off and this and that? And I would sometimes not remember to give the certain things that I could probably have written off while I was working at Troma or something, the gas. I could have, when I was working at Troma, I could have written off my gas. I didn't do it. I was an idiot.
Oh, no. The gas money is good too.
I know. So, but then that was like the first couple of years. And then when the second couple of years I worked at Troma, I started to gather my gas receipts and things like that. Right. So slowly as I got more, slowly as I got less green in the industry, I started to realize you can write a lot of this stuff off. So what are some of the things that you've done this year to, you like what kind of receipts do you have as like a production designer, like props and what do you
props but sometimes I buy props with the production budget, so I can double it, but like Joe Bob thing,
sure,
I have a budget, so every props is their
write off, the
so
production
I don't
company,
do that.
right?
But like this, let's say. Well, you bought it Elvis suits, So it's not mine. But let's say if
But I can
buy
write that
it,
off, yeah.
Right, because that's a props. You know,
But so
I'm
for
wearing it.
instance, you come here, and even though we're having a great grand old time, it's still like a day's work. So your subway fare,
Yeah,
you write it off.
Yeah.
And that's not unfair. That's you're actually coming to work.
Right. That's all, you know, subway monies. I
You keep
write
track.
it and keep tracking. And then, you know, 12 months later, hey, I spend this much subway
Yep.
for work.
Yep.
So
Here you go.
yeah.
Have you ever been audited?
Never.
Me neither. Think knock on wood, Yuki. No, I'm knocking on my skull right now, my head, because it's made of wood.
Yeah, I just talked to my guy yesterday, and then, you know, it's like I write it, I make a list and all the expensive, and then I leave it to him like, okay, I spend this, but if you think I shouldn't report this, then, you know, just take it out.
Right. You need a
So
tax
you know
professional.
more than I do, so you make judgment. And then if I should put it there, you keep it. So he does it for me. So I told him that don't check with me every time. You just do it your way.
Yeah.
So that's what before him, she doing that way. Just you know, doesn't matter cash income, you know, W-2 whatever that is,
Yeah. All
or
the different forms.
Different form. I just don't do it. Just to report everything to her.
You give everything, and then they decide.
Then she decide,
Yeah.
and then so.
So you keep your records and your books and your receipts very
Right.
good and organized.
Right.
That way, when you hand it over to the accountant, the tax professional, they can go through and go, oh, these are Yuki's gas receipts. These are Yuki's
Right.
blah 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 receipts.
Because I have my own sheet.
Uh-huh.
You know, I
Your
get like a
spreadsheet.
Spreadsheet.
Oh,
And then I write it every week.
something that you need.
Right.
Yeah.
So, you know, the sheet, I put the envelope every day.
Yeah.
Then every week I write it, then, you know, Monday.
Yeah.
You know, go see the movie. Monday, I have a lunch with John. You know,
Wait a second. So you can write off movies?
Yeah.
For what? Why?
Research.
Oh my god.
So I have my entertainment
Wait, so
section.
your accountant said that that's okay?
I don't know if she did. Then I don't make a judgment, but I just said,
But you say you did it.
you know, I went to see the movie to research. I bought the book to do research.
Oh my god, Yuki, you're blowing my mind, because that means I could research. And so
Yeah.
if I like Spotify, right? I have Spotify Platinum or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
So I could write that off saying I'm researching music.
Yeah, going to the concert, you know, research. I work with you, musician, so I have to go, you know, study music. It's my. I don't know if they do it,
But
but I
you-
just write it down.
Okay.
Then you make that judgment.
That's
yeah.
smart though, because then they have the option to say, oh yes, this does work, this doesn't work.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So,
That's
but that's why I report everything.
I'm gonna start to write every goddamn
I go theme park, right? Hey, I went to theme park because I'm in the theme park business. So I have to, if this theme park has a new ride, I have to go check it.
So you would go to the Alpine slide at Action Park and say, I got a bruise because I fell off of it. Research.
Yeah.
Wow. That's fucking crazy.
But I mean, that's the way it is, right?
Yeah,
because, yeah. So let's say there is the new theme park, you know, Ghibli has a new park.
Ghibli, yeah.
You know, same thing, you know. I went to Ghibli, the train, you know,
To find out
find out what
the
the
cutting
new park
edge
is.
of the
Yeah.
Wow.
So Ghibli cost $20 to get in.
Yeah.
20, and then train from Tokyo to whatever the station is, $150. Even more from New York to Tokyo, $1,100 airfare to go theme park.
Oh.
But I don't make that judgment. If you
They
think
judge.
it's okay,
Yeah.
you put it there. Then if you think that's too much, don't do it. I don't make that judgment. I just write it down everything, then give it to them. Then they make judgment.
You just like sort of switching gears here.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever thought about how crazy it is that some people get ripped off by their tax people? So, for instance, I don't know if it was an accountant, but I think Dane Cook, you know the comedian Dane Cook?
No.
He was a big comedian in the early 2000s. He used to sell out arenas and stuff. He had a business manager that was his brother, a half brother, and he supposedly stole like like not 100 million, but like 50 million, 20 million, something crazy like that. How do you not notice that? Is it just because of creative accounting? Like, how do you not know that somebody's skimming millions of dollars from you? I guess you're making so much that you just don't know.
Yeah.
You think anybody's ever skimmed off of you, Yuki?
No.
No. Yeah, nobody's.
Well, I mean, I don't make millions, so I don't have my.
But if you skim pennies off of each person, a couple of bucks, and that say that you do the taxes of many people, you're not gonna get a pretty penny. Each penny adds up. No. Yeah, nobody's gonna skim off of my. Because I gotta be honest. Since I started doing freelance stuff, every year I have to pay a lot. Like I still, while I write off, I still end up having to pay state and federal a lot of money. So I always keep like a third of my budget or my paycheck and put it into my savings just to have it for the end of the year so I can draw it back out and pay the taxes. So because I hear all these people like, I got $7,000 back from my taxes. No, not me. I have to pay every year.
Well, like for example, is this your office?
Yeah, to your right is my office. Yes.
Well, let's say this whole room is the whole rent is like 1,500. Let's say. And then how many rooms?
Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5 rooms.
5 rooms. So one room is 300.
Yeah. Oh, so you could split it in half. Yeah.
No, but one room, if you're using this office, you can say 300. My
Is
office.
my rent.
So you are renting from yourself.
Sure. I'm not going to say I didn't do that. I'm not going to say that I didn't write off my internet because I work from home.
Yeah, so that's
a lot of the times.
Expense.
Yeah, that expense. So I do write certain things off, but it gets complicated because I do my own.
Oh. But I don't know now, but there was the time she was, like, hey, Yuki, if you're using one room as your office, tell me. So I was.
You could get a third of it or whatever it is.
So she was doing rent from myself to do as a workroom. So she was doing that.
Yeah, the vast majority of my personal time working is out of my home office. Right. So I do write things off. But I, like Blu-rays, and I just bought the Ingmar Bergman box set from Criterion Collection. You say that I can write that off as research?
Yeah, research, then we do talk about the Bergman. That's work, isn't it?
Oh, shit, you're right. So, oh, shit, Yuki. Bergman for write-off season.
Yeah. Well, because, I went to Japan. I don't know if it works or not, but I still say, I taped my trip and then doing this.
Oh yeah, you got some footage.
Yeah, so my train fee, or I don't know if he does that. Though.
Right.
Maybe he tried to do it right, but still, I'm not saying that to cheat the IRS, but I'm just saying I still, spend the money to do this. So
do you understand like the taxes that they take out from your paycheck? Say that you get paid on like a payroll, right?
Right.
And you look at all the things that they take out, like Social Security. I understand.
Right.
Payroll.
But see, the two ways. Yeah. Like the payroll, getting paid through payroll company, and then without the payroll company, there was the two ways. Separate.
Yes, it's separate ways. So what's FICA?
FICA?
Yeah. I see that tax taken out. FICA tax. F-I... Let me see exactly what it is.
What's a FICA?
I never knew what it was. F-I-C-H-A.
You see the FICA section in your stub?
F-I-C-A. Oh, how FICA tax works in 2023. FICA tax is a 6.2% Social Security tax and a 1.45 Medicare tax on earnings. All right. Oh, I guess that's the Social Security tax? I don't know. I don't understand taxes.
Well, since I don't understand everything, I just give all the information to my guy.
What are your thoughts on the Boston Tea Party? Do you think?
The Boston Tea Party, that historical event?
Yeah, this historical event. It was all over taxes. They didn't want to pay taxes on tea, so they threw the fucking tea into the ocean.
In the ocean, right?
Yeah. The Boston Tea Party was an American political protest by the Sons of Liberty in Boston, Massachusetts in 1773. The target was the Tea Act of May 10th, 1773, which allowed the British East India Company to sell tea from China in American colonies without paying taxes apart from those imposed on the Townshend Acts. The Sons of Liberty strongly opposed the taxes in the Townshend Acts, and they thought it was a violation of their rights. So protesters, some disguised as indigenous Americans, very naughty, destroyed an entire shipment of tea sent by the East India Company. And that shit led to the Revolutionary War, essentially.
I was really... I mean, I was there.
You were too young to remember?
Yeah. No, I was there when I was in the Boston. I went to the place.
Right.
Only I remember was, this is a lot smaller than I thought.
Yeah, it's in your mind. It's always like a huge. Yeah, but it's
in my mind when I study the history. It's a big thing. But when I was there, the spot, is this it? This is the place they did that incident. Like that place looks so small.
Yeah, it's right. You know what also is amazing about the Boston Tea Party? It led to one of the greatest rap lyrics of all times. No taxation without representation, motherfucker.
So yeah, I mean, I know the history, but I really don't know exactly, what was going on.
Right. Well, it's interesting because I personally think that there's too much taxes taken. I mean, like, it gets to be so fucking crazy. Like, what are you even working for? You're working for the government. You're giving your money away.
And then the more money you make, they take like when I was doing Huntington project.
Yeah,
I was getting good, but 40% they took out.
40%? That's not. 40. That's robbing. They're robbing you.
Yeah. It's like almost half, 40%.
That's insane. Yeah, I mean, what the fuck is the point? And then billionaires figure out how to like not get themselves taxed so they can just sit there with their yachts and their fucking butt plugs.
And then they took 40%, and then a year later, since that income was in California, I owe New York State like $5,000.
Why?
Because I didn't make any money in New York State. So
because your residence was still here?
Yeah.
Oh,
so I have to pay that tax, $5,000.
So because you got a great job in another state, New York State penalized you because you didn't work in your home state.
Right. So
that is robbery.
Yeah. So I paid $5,000 last year to New York State. I got some money back from federal, but I paid $5,000 New York State. So I'm happy I'm paying only $66 this year.
Yeah, that's a big difference from $5,000 to $66. Oh man, that's so fucked up. I mean,
yeah, that's after California State took 40%. So it was a great job. I made a good money, but it wasn't that great. But since I really didn't do much, I survived from unemployment 6 months last year, so that was good. But basically, it's my money. Right?
Yeah, it's your money. You paid into that.
Yeah.
So, and that's why I don't understand, like, where people are like, "Oh, you're a loser because you are unemployment." You pay into it so that when you have the dry spells, you can use that system to support yourself. Because sometimes the work dries up.
Yeah.
I don't know. Taxes, they get on my nerves, Yuki. I don't like that as taxes. When did taxes start in the world? What do you think the first motherfucker who was like, I could tax this guy, I could take his money by saying that I'm like an unofficial business or something. You think it was like the cavemen?
But in a way, it's a smart thing, right? That's government. We pay tax, so government do things, and then it's a government expense, no?
Look, it's government. We do a show on the Patreon buffet called "The Universe and Human Stupidity," where we try to study subjects. But okay, so I have a question for you as far as how taxes go. We pay taxes to support the government and to support the infrastructure of the, whatever, and the world, and everything runs off of us paying back from our personal wages. then why the fuck is America in debt trillions of dollars?
Because they spending stupid, why they gave billions of dollars to Ukraine to support the war.
So it's just because they give it away?
That's part of it too, right?
I don't know. I just never really looked into why everything is so fucked up in the world.
Well, if you say so, it's the whole country, then every country is like that.
Oh, yeah, and it could be a lot worse. I mean, they could be doing a lot worse things to us. I mean...
But let's say, we got the 1,400 stimulus check a couple of years ago, right?
Oh, yeah, twice, right?
Twice,
Did we get
yeah.
it twice?
But that's tax money, so, without the tax, we don't get that money. But in a way, that's our own money, so, right?
Yeah,
but it's kind of money.
It's a give and take because
give and take, yeah.
Because later on, when we retire, right, we're going to get Social Security, and we paid into that, right? So imagine they could have
or Medicare, or so that's why I think it's our money.
Yeah,
we've been paying it, so we're getting money.
We get it back.
So,
I guess you're right. Yeah,
give and take.
Give and take. I mean, come on, 40%. That's a lot of fucking money.
I know.
You worked your balls off on that job, and they're taking 40%.
Yeah.
All right, I got here. It says the history of taxes. It says about 5,000 years ago, we see the first record of taxation in ancient Egypt, where the pharaoh collected tax equivalent to 20% of all grain harvests.
It started in Egypt.
Yeah. At the time, Egypt was without coin money, so grain represented a tangible store of value that could easily be collected, traded, and redistributed throughout the society. So the first registered tax on record in human history was 5,000 years ago in Egypt, and it was for grain.
Wow.
Is that amazing or what?
That's amazing.
Then familiar taxes started with ancient Rome. Ancient Rome administered the first sales tax. Julius Caesar was the first to implement a sales tax.
My God.
A 1% flat rate that was applied across the entire empire. Julius Caesar was... No wonder why they stabbed him.
Yeah.
Fucking started sales tax, that son of a bitch.
Kill the son of a bitch.
Fucking Brutus. You were right, Brutus.
Yeah.
You fuck.
Wow.
And then income tax was also started in ancient Rome. It says... the ancient Roman Emperor Augustus changed the tax system in the late...
See, those guys are small. Egyptian and Romans, Greek or...
Well, the Greeks, it doesn't say anything about the Greeks. They were just busy, having sex and philosophizing. So they were fine without the sex. They were sex taxing. They were taxing that ass. Then you have property tax. It says in ancient times, property tax were Egypt, Persia, and China.
Oh.
Inheritance tax originated in the Roman Empire as well. And then the history of the American tax system, we don't need to get into that. But that's pretty interesting that the first tax was recorded in human history was on grain. You like grains? You eat grains?
No, really.
Amber waves of grain?
No, really.
No? You don't like that grain? You know what scares me about grains?
No.
The fucking grain death. You ever hear of that?
No.
So you know what a grain silo is?
Oh, yeah. Those,
What's the big thing and then they pour the grain in?
Yeah.
So Witness! Danny Glover gets killed by grain death.
Yeah.
But that is a real thing that happens in the world where somebody gets trapped inside the silo and people can't hear them because the grain is pouring and they fucking... They drown in grain.
They drown?
Yeah.
Because they can't breathe.
You can't dig out of it. You just keep getting deeper and deeper and it goes in your lungs and you drown from the grain death. Thanks a lot, taxes.
That's scary, huh?
That's what taxes does to you. It drowns you in grain.
Oh my God. That Danny Glover.
Poor Danny Glover. Well, he did try to kill the little boy.
Right.
That was not right. Yeah. Anybody out there who hasn't seen Witness, go see it. It's a great Harrison Ford movie about Amish people.
Yes, Amish people. Have you been there? I always go to Pennsylvania.
Yes,
right?
Liz Shack, our producer, and I, we went and traveled to Lancaster, Pennsylvania, where there's a lot of Amish people. And I almost crashed the car, but the first Amish person I saw, I said, "Oh my God, it's a cow and an Amish guy!"
So they really don't have electricity, no?
No, they have horse and buggies. They do their own thing, but you could see them on the roads, they chill on the side.
They
of the road.
They don't have a cell phone, no computer.
I have a sneaking suspicion that some of them secretly dabble.
Oh,
you know what they have? The Amish, the Rumspringer, where they're allowed at 16 or 17 or something like that. They're allowed to go out and decide whether or not they want to stay with the Amish or go out into the world and fuck like animals. So they go out. I think it's 18 maybe. I don't know. But basically, the teens are allowed to go and experience the real world to decide if they want to stay home with the Amish or become a filthy meth head American. A lot of them go nuts. They booze, they bone, they do drugs. Yeah.
Oh, so they are not as saint as...
No, are you kidding? Hell no. But, that's the thing. I wonder how... what's it like for Amish taxes? Do they not have... Because they're a religious organization, so they probably don't really need to get taxed, right?
Yeah, no, I don't think so, but...
Oh, my God.
Some guys are making...
Somebody somewhere is organizing the Amish Mafia.
Right.
Wasn't there a show called the Amish Mafia? There was a reality show.
Oh, really?
I wonder what the taxes are like for the Amish Mafia.
I'm sure somebody's... Maybe they may not call it tax, but...
Right. Give me half your cow milk, motherfucker.
Yeah, also somebody's making profit, I think.
Fucking raise that bond for free.
Yeah.
And I'll let you live.
There's always people like that, yeah.
Yeah. You like the Beatles?
Well, I like more Elvis.
Aha. You're an Elvis guy. But Elvis never sang about taxes except Tax Me Tender.
Oh,
he had that song, Tax Me Tender. But the Beatles, they have a song called The Tax Man.
Really?
Yeah, and it's written by
Paul McCartney.
No.
George Harrison.
Yes, you got it on the second try. That was his song. It opens the album Revolver, and it's all about the tax man taking your money. He's like, let me tell you how it will be. It's 1 for you, 19 for me. I'm the tax man. I'm the tax man. And then there's a great line where he says, for my advice for those who die, put some fucking pennies on your eye because he's still going to take the tax. Because when you die, supposedly they say that in order to cross the river Styx, I believe, you need some sort of a coinage. So even after you're dead, you got to pay taxes.
Oh my God.
You believe that shit? It's a great song, Yuki.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think you jammed to it. You might like it a little bit. It's like an Elvis song, but harder and faster and more fucked up.
It's a really Elvis song?
No. It's George Harrison.
George Harrison song.
It's got a great bass line. It's like boom, dang, ba-dum, dang, ching, boom, dang, da-da. Let me tell you how it will be. Taxman, it's 1 for you, 19 for me. Taxman.
Really? Sounds like a Batman.
I wonder what came first, Taxman or Batman? No, well, Batman, but the Taxman.
Oh
my God, Taxman, Batman. They should make a movie called Batman, Taxman.
Taxman, yeah. New hero movie.
The new hero movie, Taxman. He's gonna, or tax like the thumbtacks.
Oh,
he shoots those out of his hand, but he still gets your taxes. What was the weirdest experience you ever had with an accountant?
No, there's no weird.
No? You never had a weird experience?
No. I mean, this farm, we've been doing it for long years.
Yeah.
I mean, they're good. Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you, so when I was in LA, I didn't have an accountant when I moved there, and I went to H&R Block, which is, I guess a general tax place. And I just felt so weird telling a stranger all about my financial history to the point where I'm like, this motherfucker thinks I'm like a deadbeat bastard because I make not a lot of money. I'm a piece of shit. And like, I also started thinking like, I'm aspiring to be in the entertainment industry and I'm delivering food. So I'm ashamed. So I was ashamed to go to the tax man.
Wow.
Yeah. That's how fucked up I am.
No, but I mean, everybody has to pay the dues, right?
I guess so. Yeah.
We don't start from the top.
That's true. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe H&R Block was like, wow, this guy's really, he's trying to build his life and he's doing the right thing. He moved here from New York and lives in LA and now he's paying taxes in LA and he's a really responsible guy. Maybe that's what they were talking about.
Yeah, because, those big people, they working at Dunkin' Donuts or McDonald's and why?
Yeah.
That's how they start.
You're a good math person, right? You're good at math. How the fuck do you figure out 8%? What's the easiest way to figure out 8%? Like really fast. Like I could do 10%, right? So 10% of 100 is 10.
Right.
But that's fast. 10% of 82 is 8.2.
Right.
I could do it really fast. How do you do 8? Because 8.5%, I think, is a New York sales tax.
Yeah, 8.5, yeah.
How do you fucking calculate 8.5 in your head like that? Can you?
Well, depend on the like a 10.
Okay, so say that you go to Bloomingdale's,
Yeah.
and you pick up some slacks, and those slacks cost $39.95. What's 8.5% of $39.95?
Well, I mean, you have to go. If you calculate $39.99 times 8.5, you really need a calculator. But you just go 40 times 80, so it's like $3.20.
What do you tip a delivery person? How much percent?
15%.
15. Okay, that's very nice of you. 'Cause, some people believe that waiters and delivery people aren't the same. They feel like, yes, waiters deserve 15 to 20%, and delivery drivers deserve 5 to 10. In my opinion,
It's same though.
it's the same because guess what? The waiters in a comfy, beautiful, warm restaurant, and they're not out there risking their goddamn life on the streets with people trying to carjack them or run them over or, fire engines running around. The delivery driver's a hard life. So you get out there, you better tip them because they have to pay taxes just like everybody else.
Yeah. Oh, I just don't think that. It's just automatically 15% tip for everybody.
Okay,
like
that's very nice of you. 15% is
15%,
that's
yeah.
perfectly acceptable, even in a restaurant. Don't let anybody force you to do 20 unless they're really
right.
good.
Nice, good. Yeah, because sometimes it's already this much for 15, this much for 20, this much for 25. I don't follow that. I'm always give 15%.
You're more than allowed, in my opinion. If the like I said, if the person sucks, you know how many
Right, I don't
waiters
give
have
them 15
sucked?
if they suck.
I ask for a refill, I don't get it.
Yeah, no.
Well, then you get that's
don't
a
get the
percentage
50.
taken away. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
and then you got to get taxes on
Right.
it.
Sometimes if I'm pissed, I don't give you tips. You don't get.
Oh, really? You've done that?
Well, yeah, because I mean, they're not nice and they don't serve me. So why should I give a tip?
You know how I calculate the tip sometimes?
Yeah.
I just double the tax and add a couple of bucks.
That's a easy way.
Yeah,
to
that's
do
an
it.
easy way to do it. But that's the general, like if they're good.
Right.
But so what is something that somebody's done to you that made you not want to tip them? Just rudeness?
Rudeness, or sometimes takes forever to
That's not always the waiter's fault.
Well, I know, but
Sometimes the chef is in there scratching his butt and doing.
I know, but that's not their fault. But still, it takes time. Like then, I ask them where is my food. Then no follow up. If kitchen is busy, then tell me something. Just don't ignore.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So, all right. Well, any other thoughts on taxes, Yuki? Any advice to the people out there who might not have done their taxes yet and they have till tomorrow to do it?
I know it's kind of nobody wants to pay tax, but I think we should. There is nothing we can do. This is the system. We live in that system.
We live in a society.
Yeah. So either you like it or not, just to pay tax, and then some may think, oh, that's too much. Well, there's nothing you can do. If you don't like it, then be a politician. But the one politician can change the whole rule. So, certain thing you don't have control. So you just have to live with it.
All right, so in order to, that's a good advice. You just do it because you don't want to get zinged by the IRS and then get audited and then have a fucking horror. Because usually the penalties for evading the taxes are so much worse than if you just paid your fucking taxes.
Right? Yeah.
I know it sucks to pay, but you gotta. So in order to leave people on this tax idea, let's just read some celebrities that were convicted of tax evasion.
Wesley Snipes.
Of course, Wesley Snipes, the top one. That's the big one. And I'm a really huge fan of Wesley Snipes, and I don't know the whole thing of why that happened.
Was his tax person's mistake, or he just did it.
Let's see. Wesley Snipes was convicted on 3 counts during this time. Blah blah blah. The Blade actor was sentenced to 3 years before being released It didn't say whether or not it was the tax person or him, but I can only imagine it's the tax person because if you're that big in Hollywood, you have all kinds of, you have lawyers, doctors, agents, all that shit. Stephen Baldwin.
Oh.
Not Alec. Stephen, the other Baldwin.
Yeah.
The other red meat. He was convicted of tax evasion. And, it says in March 23, he pled guilty to not paying New York State income taxes for 2008, 9, and 10, totaling $400,000. He told reporters in avoidance was not deliberate. He dodged jail time and paid the debt off within a year, and so he was allowed to.
Now, is that try to cheat IRS or he just didn't pay? I mean, there's a difference, right?
Well, like, look, for instance, you're very on top of your tax payments. So imagine you didn't know that if you worked in another state that you owed the New York State $5,000, and that went for years and years and years and years, and then that's on their record that Yuki Nakamura owes us this money, and then they finally come at you. So it probably, I'm not going to say it was, I don't know the ins and outs, but it could have been something like that where it was like a tax that they didn't realize that they had, and then he had bad tax people. They let it go, and then he just luckily was able to pay.
See, that's the tax person for, because I didn't know.
Right.
The IRS contacted my guy.
Yeah. Exactly, and then that's why I don't trust tax people, because they don't fucking tell you the whole business, right?
So what happened was...
no offense to any accountants out there. I know there's good ones.
He contacted me like, hey, Yuki, I made a mistake. I didn't know this. I kind of slipped. So you owe New York State $5,000.
Right.
That was like a month later after April 15th. It's like a May or June.
Oh, so it was his fault.
Right. So.
Oh, no, then he should pay it. Split it.
He paid the penalty. I paid the tax, but he paid the penalty. So.
Okay, well, that's nice of him. Ja Rule, the rapper. Who was also the man behind the Fire Festival, if anybody knows about that. He got fucked up for tax evasion. Darryl Strawberry, our favorite New York Met. Let's see, Fat Joe, another rapper. Joe Francis, the founder of Girls Gone Wild. Remember Girls Gone Wild from the 90s and 2000s?
Oh my God, that guy made so much money. That stupid video.
All from stupid video of girls flashing their tits at the camera.
And then that was what was that? Lake. What was that?
Lake Tahoe?
Not the Lake Tahoe. Arizona, like when London Bridge was there. What's the lake? Lake Mead or
Lake Placid?
Not the Lake Placid.
Crocodile?
No, that was a famous spring break famous lake.
Lake Mungo?
No. What was that?
Lake George.
It's in Arizona, but near.
I think it's Tahoe. Lake Tahoe.
No, not the Lake Tahoe. That was the lake something in the Arizona.
Lake Arizona.
No, not the lake.
Fuck. Well, Lauryn Hill. No, Lakers, Los Angeles Lakers. What?
No, that was a lake. It's in Arizona near Needle. It's Arizona and California.
Well, what about the lake?
Well, there's a famous lake has a London Bridge.
Oh, for spring break.
Yeah, for spring break. The video was there. What was that lake?
I wish I was one of those girls.
Who are those girls? I mean,
I wish I was like
guys.
No. I want to be. If a genie came and said you have 3 wishes, one of my wishes I would say, can I be one of the girls in the spring break video of Girls Gone Wild? And then what I would do is I would be a beautiful, hot, young, sexy college girl, and I would make love to all the other college girls for like spring break, like a week, and then I would come back and have those memories. Lauryn Hill, she got convicted of.
Really?
Yeah. She was sentenced to 3 months in prison. Oh my God! Imagine. That's crazy. Lauryn Hill, the Heidi Fleiss, the Hollywood Madam.
Oh, well, because she was, the prostitute ring, right?
Which, kind of relates to my...
Tom Sizemore was
yes. But if Girls Gone Wild... Anyway.
But the Girls Going Wild, that was the stupid the video, but the money...
Not when you're in it making love, Yuki. You know how much love I could have made as a young college woman to other college women? How beautiful would that be?
I know college girls, they know how to party.
They know. Sophia Loren, Chuck Berry,
Oh my God.
Pete Rose, Dolce and Gabbana. Those are people? I thought that was clothes.
Are they try to cheat at IRS or
It says
they are
their
tax
convictions were
people?
overturned, but before that, they were entangled in a tax nightmare, they're saying.
I think that they purposely tried to cheat it because, okay, it wasn't $1 million, but if paper is wrong and you owe them, they will let you know. So
Yeah.
someone
somewhere.
knows, and then they either they tell them or they ignore them or they try.
Here, this
to
is what it
cheat
says. In
them.
2013, the duo was convicted of failing to file tax returns for their company in Italy. Prosecutors claimed they owed taxes for the 2004 sale of the company's main brands to another company, according to the business-focused newspaper, the Wall Street Journal. So I guess they're saying that when they sold the company, they didn't pay the proper amount of taxes. Dolce and Gabbana. I thought that was just like a made-up word. I didn't know that was people.
Oh.
Like a Gabbana is like a cabana, but I thought they put a G in there. I don't know. Martha Stewart.
Oh, she went to the jail, right?
She went
but
to
I
jail.
thought that was something else, not the tax.
No, this says here, Martha Stewart might be most remembered for insider trading, but she also had some back tax woes for income between 1991 and 1992 to the tune of $220,000. That's chump change. That's like if somebody
nothing.
comes and says, "Yuki, give me $1 for
Yeah.
Martha Stewart." Come on, $220,000. She could have bought and sold that.
Yeah, no, that.
Yeah, she got taken. Sinbad. That's the final one.
Oh.
Sinbad, the comedian.
Oh,
I wish Sinbad. You know the Mandela effect,
yeah.
where people say that Sinbad played a genie
yeah.
in a movie, but it didn't exist.
Oh,
Well, I wish Sinbad played a genie in a movie and then came to me and asked me if I wanted 3 wishes, and then I wished that I could go to the Girls Gone Wild and have a crazy spring break as a young nubile.
yeah.
Anyway, thank you everyone for joining the tax episode of Yuki and John's podcast.
Podcast,
buffet.
okay. But
Pay your taxes.
pay your tax, yes.
Don't avoid it.
Don't
I know it's
any
hard.
amount, if you owe them, pay them. You don't want to go to jail.
Yeah,
so,
and you don't want the later on down the line,
yeah.
horrible things to happen to you. You don't.
I know I was pissed, but what can you do? I paid.
Although I would like to be a young, beautiful woman in jail with Martha Stewart, and she teaches me how to cook in a couple of different ways, if you know what I mean. Anyway, so thank you so much. Look at the Yuki and John's Patreon buffet. We have so many other shows. What are the shows we have?
Yuki hungry?
Yuki's very hungry tonight.
Yes.
That's a good one. We have The Universe and Human Stupidity. Yuki
Yes.
Reacts. Yuki Celebrity Stories.
Yes.
Out to Lunch with Liz Shack and Yuki
Right.
Nakamura. We have so many things. And then we're also doing all the trauma stuff. We have the $28,000 tier.
Yes.
If you give us $28,000, we'll give you the clip that'll cancel us.
Yes.
So come on down
Come on
to the
down,
buffet.
yeah.
All right, do your taxes.
I'm the
Pay
tax
taxes.
man.
Yuki and John's Patreon buffet.